Hello, let's play Wordle for Sunday, July 26th. Yesterday we spun the wheel. It said to start with snake. All right. Ooh, it's in that AE trap, unfortunately. On a day we start with the AE. So we need to be careful about this. I think probably trace is a good follow-up. Or maybe place. Plate. I kind of like plate. Let's start with that. Okay, there is a P. Probably here. What does that, though? Like I'm thinking R-A-P-E, grape. Tasty grapes. Tasty grapes today. All right. Wow. I guess I didn't have to be concerned. Targeting that P on the second guess seems to do really well. Except the times it doesn't. All right. Well, new update to the wheel. We used to have multiple entries when people had a higher chance for multiple months. But now, let me shuffle a couple times. Now they just get bigger entries. It's the same percentage chance, but it looks nicer on the wheel. So there's 131 unique entries on the wheel, but some have a higher chance than others. So it looks a little bit less crowded. All right. This was Mama, suggested by Zorin Dobson. So I guess tomorrow we're going to learn a whole lot about M's and A's. Looking forward to that. All right. Well, let's check with the bot. My solve was so fast. I've been eating grapes recently. I kind of go on grape sprees and then I don't eat them again for months. But anyway, oh, we didn't start with plate. We started with snake. Wait, what am I doing? Snake in one. Grape is the answer. Snake is the initial guess. So I guess we were not in trouble. Trace actually beats out. Trace and place beat out plate by quite a bit. So my initial thought of trace was the optimal guess, or crate, which is an anagram. But I did plate. I wonder if plate has issues. Plate wouldn't have lost. It's at 3.196. So it's just slightly worse. It's interesting. All right. Well, we are down to a gape, a pace, drape, and grape. So going anything other than a pace is good. If you go a pace, then you can't tell the difference between drape and grape. So you don't get the D or the G. But with a gape, drape, or grape, you get a D or a G in it, and it'll tell you what the answer is next. So I want a 1 and 4 with grape. Or if you want to think about it as I was trying to put R second with the P here, and in that case, I want a 50-50 between drape and grape. So it depends on how you think about that. But anyway, only 4 words left, so no danger there. Oh, what would it have done? It would have done trace. Let's see how trace would have done. Trace gets that R there, but now like we don't know what goes here and here. There's 7 words left. Brave, drape, frame, grade, grape, grave, and graze. So I'm actually surprised that drape is the top suggestion here, because you'd think you'd want to go into this grape, grave, graze. Well, I guess drape is better because it'll tell you about grape as well, but it also tells you about grade. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay. Because I didn't notice grade was also an option. We have these 4 options: grade, grape, grave, and graze, that only differ by D, P, V, and G. So by guessing drape, we get rid of both the D and the P as options. And that's why that's better. So it's going to go drape, and then grape is the only option after that, which is very nice. That's lucky, though. All right, least is what it starts with. We're going to go crave after this, right into that R-A-E. There's 7 words left. It suggests drake here. It gets you break, it gets you drape, it gets you grade. So that seems pretty nice. And then from here, you're down to 3 words. Guess either grape or graze. Do not guess frame, because frame doesn't give you the P versus Z information. So go one of these 2. So it's either going to be a 4 or a 5. Steel, same letters, different spot. It's going to go raged here. It's worried about the ER trap, I think. From here, we have almost all the letters, but we're in this trap. So we could get lucky and get it in 3, but we could get very unlucky and get it in 6. So that's tight. We had to get into it right away on guess 3 if we didn't want a chance to lose. All right. Dew is the most common starting word. We have the A and the E. Trace is the follow-up there. Easy to remember. That's a common starter. And then now we're down to this same trap. We've got break and brave. We've got grape, grave, and graze. And then we've got frame and erase. So it's saying either brave or grave are the best. Let me see if I can figure out why. Grave or brave are the best. Okay, so it's the overlap between the two, the fourth letter options break and brave, and the four letter options P, V, and Z here. The only overlap is the V, and that's why it's better, because they'll get each other. If you get lucky, you only have one answer left. If you get unlucky, you've eliminated two of the options instead of just one of them. I guess is the idea there. There's that slight overlap that helps. So if we go brave, unfortunately, that's the unlucky version, and we could end up with a 4 or a 5. If we go grave, I guess it's just as unlucky because we still have the 50-50 for 4 or 5. All right, audio. We're going to go clasp here. All right. And then it just says grape is a good answer. I agree. Or we could go something like PD or phage or prate. How does PD go? Oh, PD gets you grape as well. That's really interesting. All right. And then stare, very common starting word. We know it's RAE at this point, almost certainly, right? Yep, those are the only at least answer options. Are there any unlikelies? Yeah, RAAKE, irade, ream, reeve, roke, but those aren't answers. They're accepted, but they're not answers. It says crave is the best option here, probably because we have all those V's that overlap. Brave, crave, and grave. I'm trying to give like heuristics on, okay, I know these are left. Which one should you choose, right? Because that's the most important thing, and that's what this bot analysis is really useful for. So Drake now, because we have two K's overlapping, right? None of the other. I mean, drape and grape overlap as well, but I guess Drake is a little bit better because. Why is Drake a little bit better? Maybe it has to do with frame here. I'm not entirely sure though. All right, Drake, and then we're down to frame, grape, graze. So it says do a grape or a graze. Frame isn't going to tell you the difference between those two, right? So it could be a 4 or a 5. All right, Pert has the highest chance to get it in 2. And, ooh, we have a 50-50 today. So do you think of drape or grape? So 50-50 to get it in 2 today with Pert. Very nice. And then tarps is what the official bot starts with. We get the P in place. That's very nice. We're down to 3 words only. Drape, grape, and graph. And it says just go one of them and you'll get it next. So it's a 2 or a 3. All right. Well, let's grab our screenshot and then we are going to analyze in both modes. Hard mode first. Give me an 89 skill. So what do people follow up? Plate was the most common follow-up. A lot of people thinking like me. Place, trace, 2 other things I thought of. Crate, just the anagram of trace. Trade, flare, grate, flame, drape, and grace. Grace is what it would do. Grace is a 1.0. That makes a whole lot of sense because it's one off from grape. People did drape also got grape right away. Plate was 1.6 and place was 1.5 after. Cool. Who did worst? Flare did the worst. Yeah, just really unlucky. Doesn't really get any of the letters. All right. It gave me a 99 for, it was between grape and drape and agape, but so you can see that these have equal buckets, even though they're different words being guessed. There's still 4 buckets here, 4 buckets here, and it guarantees a solution after. If we go down to something like a pace, the problem is there's only 3 buckets here, and bucket count is what's important. And so if we end up in this bucket, we still have a 50-50, and that's the issue. All right. Tarps, drape, and grape. So it does not get the 2. It loses the 1 and 3. 0.4 started with grape. 8.1, 34.4, 65.6, 86.8, 97.1. And I'm sure, it's this trap here. Graze, grave, grade, grace, great. I I mean, lucky that I just had a P in my starter, so I didn't end up in this nasty trap. All right. Well, let's refresh and check in regular mode. Great. PNG. All right. 85. Similar follow-up. Suited best. Oh, I mean, grape did best. Some people got grape. That's fun. 1.3 from drape. Makes sense. 1.7 from place. 1.8 from plate. Who did worst? Blame with a 2.8. All right. It does slate, prick, a filler, drape, grape. You can see what it's going for with prick. We're checking the P here, we're checking the C here, we're checking the K here, right? It knows that, oh, there's going to be a spread of words where you're going to end up in this issue where we need to know what this fourth letter is. So by doing prick, it's targeting that fourth letter. Is it going to be a P, a C, or a K? All very common to have there. And it's targeting the R here, just in case it's not the R there. It could end up being like the L there, or one of the other more differently structured words. All right, 0.6 starting with grape, 5.9, 28.6, 60.7, 84.3, and 96.2. Losing on, of course, the trap. Graze being and grave being the most common, followed by grade, grace, great. All right, well, how'd you do?